Welcome to CC Rock. I'm Metal Matt, and this month on CC Rock we have a band. What band could that be? I just don't have any idea. What band could that be? It's been a band we've had a few times on CC Rock. Let's see. What band could it be? Oh, yeah, Dokken. That's right. Rocking with Dokken on CC Rock. We've got Dokken on this month's show. A great show from the Icon Supper Club, Masaki Baby in Palo Alto. Some great footage from their tour, the Long Way Home tour. It's also the new album, Long Way Home. Definitely a must-check-out album. So sit back and relax, and let's go rocking with Dokken.
Yesterday is gone forever, no turning back the clock.
Time for me to fly. I got to save myself. Time for me to fly.
Our religion is a mind condition, as it turns out. Hesitating while my soul sits waiting for my blood out. Soon the day will come when I'll reflect on all those years. My perfect world, dry and surreal, waiting for the rising sun. Erase the slate. Erase the slate. Erase the slate. Start again. Time and time remember where life won't break my call. Too much pride could not repay. Can't escape that wow. All right. Erase the slate. Erase the slate. Erase the slate. Start again. Erase the slate. Erase the slate. Why?
Welcome back to CC Rock. I'm Metal Matt. We're backstage here at the Icon. And I must say, I am with somebody who I've been with a few times at the Icon. Of course, it was the Edge back then, Dokken. How you doing, Don?
I'm doing good. I'm a happy guy.
Yeah, I hope you're happy. You guys got a new album coming out pretty soon, but you're on this first part of the leg of the tour here, the Long Way Home tour, right?
It is a long way home. We're out for 1 year.
1 year, wow, that's going to be quite a journey. I mean, you guys are going to head across the states and maybe head to Japan. What's going to happen?
Actually, we're going to finish the tour up in about a week, and then take 2 weeks off, finish the record, Long Way Home record. We're off for England for 5 shows, in Scandinavia. We're doing Germany, Belgium, Holland, Italy, Spain, the whole European, entourage. And then back to America for festivals, big, more than 10,000 seaters, the bigger venues.
Are you going to be part of the Grand Slam Metal Jam?
Not. We did that last year, and I wasn't happy about it. You know what? It was cool to play in front of 10,000 people, but I think Dokken fans were disappointed because
Daytime and all that.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, man. I don't wake up till 8 o'clock at night, man. You know, I'm going on at like 7 o'clock at night. It's daylight. You know, it's like always people, 10,000, no lights. I mean, I wasn't digging it, you know. But the only thing that was cool about that tour was Cinderella. I'd never seen him before, and man, I thought they were an amazing band. I thought Tom Kiefer was he's a star. As far as I'm just Don Dokken, you know, I just do what I do on stage. But if I wanted to be a famous rock star, I wanted to be Tom Kiefer. He looks so cool on stage, you know. And I thought those great songs, but you know, we played 50 minutes, and my fans are going like, "What's up?" So I felt
That was a short way home tour, right?
Yeah, it was the short way home. You know, it was like a sound check. I mean, it sucked. You know, I didn't dig it, man.
We talk about Tom Kiefer and the fact of, you know, a guy you idolize a little bit. I was down in Hollywood actually just recently on Hollywood and Vine. And yeah, I was right down there, and the guy's like, "Hey, come on, check this shirt out." I'm like, "Oh no, I got my kids, I got my wife." That's exactly where I got the inspiration. The inspiration for getting this shirt was from Don Dokken.
87 is an Aerosmith tour. Yeah. It's like the permanent vacation shirt I was wearing, you know?
Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you, you glamored it out, and you guys, you know, you had the makeup, you had everything going crazy way back, of course, before 87 even, but I mean, like I said, you guys used to go crazy on the makeup at one point. I'm not as bad as Poison. Well, you know, come on now, there's a few pictures I got poofy over there.
I got the really thin hair, you know. Yeah. It's the really cheap hair transplants, you know. But Mick always had the big hair, you know.
Oh yeah, Mick was crazy. Where's that crazy man?
He went back to the hotel. He's already drunk, you know.
Oh man, Saki City.
I'm kind of worried, you know. We don't go on for 4 hours and we're already hammered. So I'm not hammered. I'm totally.
Yeah, that's right. Well, last time in Sacramento, you weren't drinking. I remember that conversation. You were smoking a storm up, but you weren't drinking.
Now I quit drinking because. Yeah, I got drunk. I got to admit, you know, I drank Jack Daniels for my whole life. I drank Jack Daniels, and we did the Millennium concert with Def Leppard and 20,000 people, and we did Def Leppard in Chicago. And they're buying me shots of Jack, but cognac, Cavassier, Bloody Marys, vodka. And I'm drinking all this mixture, and I got really deathly ill. So I woke up on January 1st, 2000, and I said, you know what, I've been drinking a long time, and I'm done. And I quit drinking, and just quit. No AA, 12 steps. I just quit. You know, I'm
sick of it.
I was just sick of drinking. You know, so I quit for a year and a half. About 18 months, I quit drinking, and then we started doing the new album, and it dragged on and on and on and on and on. And one night, some moron brought a really good bottle of Chateau Margaux, 1968. It's like $1,000 bottle of Bordeaux, and I said, man, that's a really good bottle of wine, man. It's like $1,000. It's like $400 a glass. I said it's got a really nice long finish, and so I drank a glass of wine. So I'll drink a little sake and a red wine. I don't drink hard liquor though. You know, the Jack Daniels on our rider and our Jim Beam was strictly for Mick and the crew. And it's so funny. I go to these gigs, they always show up with Sky vodka in my dressing room because I used to drink Sky vodka, and it's in my old contracts. And but I'm not really drinking. It's like drinking like spiked apple juice, you know. It's not really the thing.
Well, you're taking it mellow. I mean, like I said, you have to take care of the throat, obviously. I mean, it's a bigger issue, I guess, as people do age. I mean, like I said, the throat's an important thing. I mean, if you can't hold it up vocally wise, then what are you gonna do?
You know, I never thought that alcohol affected my singing, but it did. You know, and that's a hard thing to say, to admit to. You know, people, I see on the internet, they say, Don was singing last night, and he was kind of, a little rough, a little raspy. And I used to drink like shots of Jack on stage, and I realized that the alcohol does strip the viscosity in your vocal cords down. So after like doing 30 shows, I'm getting a little husky. And I did realize that drinking Jack on stage and being like wasted, it affected my vocal performance. So, because even Mick, who's been with me the longest, 20 years, he's like, dude, you're singing so good now. You're singing so powerful. And I said, I wish I could attribute it to like vocal lessons or not doing this.
New girlfriend.
Yeah, new girlfriend, but I have to attribute it to not drinking hard liquor,
Fast kiss of death.
And the early 90s got lost in that. They forgot, like, we got into this.
Rock star?
Yeah, that's the ticket, right?
Yeah, that's a subject, rock star.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, you know, I mean, like I said, you kind of led me right into this question. I mean, we've sat back here many times with some other people like Jeff and Reb and Mick, of course, who's still in the band. What happened? What's your opinion of, first, Jeff? What happened with Jeff?
Man, well, you know, Jeff and I played together 18 years. And we did the Poison Tour, did the Shed Tour, and, you know, large venues. And he's doing Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg and Jennifer Aniston. And, you know, I went to the set every day, and I see Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt, her husband. It was really cool, you know, and Mark Wahlberg. And it was great that Jeff was in that movie. And I think he got caught up in, he got new management, like side management, wanted to do a solo record. And I can understand that. If I was in a big movie, you know, and I want to go solo, the time to go solo would be after that movie came out. You know, it'd be a perfect time for him to do a solo career outside Dokken and do a run. Because, you know, Jeff's a great singer. He's a great bass player, a great singer. Unfortunately, you know, 9/11 happened, and the World Trade Center got bombed, and Rockstar came out like a week before that. So all of a sudden, nobody's going to movies. They're watching, you know, CNN. It's all CNN. The whole world's glued. But I thought he'd come back into the fold of Dokken. You know, he joined the band. We'd already basically, you know, got a record deal and we'd signed, and I'd already gone to Germany and done that. He joined the band when on our way up to the big stardom thing, but I think he wanted to be a lead singer, and he really wanted to try to see if he could be a lead singer and be a frontman. And he did that, so, you know, we waited and we waited and we waited for the Rockstar thing to go away and 9/11 go away, and I called Jeff, and he didn't call us for like a year. He just disappeared. So here we are. We decided to do a show in Sweden. And, you know, as everybody knows, Dokken, you know, in America we played 10, 20,000 people, 100,000 people. And it's gone down now. The new metal comes out. You got Limp Bizkit, you got Eminem, you got
Papa Roach.
You know, Papa Roach, you got Cold, you got, you know, Train, you got Fuel, all these one-syllable, you know, bands. But we go to Europe, and we walk on stage as Dokken in Sweden, 35,000 people. And I'm like, 35,000 people 2 months ago. I'm like, wow, this is really, you know, people are like, they're still into, they're like, Dokken, you are the it, you know. We go to Japan, it's 3,000 people. Australia, you know, it's just really cool. So we went there, and we brought in the bass player from Ricky Martin's band, actually. Jeff didn't want to do the show, so we brought in Ricky Martin's bass player.
To play bass for him.
Play bass for Jeff. And he just says, look, I'll just play bass. You know, he's Hispanic looking, and he's good. And he just came in and played it, and he jammed. And they had 2 stages. You know, it's a big, huge 30,000 people thing. And Uli Roth, the original guitar player in Scorpions, is playing.
Uli Roth. Uli Roth?
They call it, you know what? Everybody calls it Uli Roth because it's R-O-T-H, but it's Uli Roth.
Uli Roth.
If you meet Uli, he goes, hello, my name is Uli Roth. And I went, oh, it's Uli Roth. You know, there's no H. So I go and see Uli Roth play because I think he's amazing. I mean, that guy was, I mean, the early Scorpions.
Electric Sun, I mean.
He was, I mean, come on. He was like, anybody knows about Uli Roth, he's amazing. So I go over, I meet Uli. He's talking about Monica Danneman, you know, who passed away, God rest her soul. You know, she died, you know, unceremoniously with suicide because of the whole Hendrix controversy. They were suing her for, she killed Hendrix. And I'm like, come on, she didn't kill Hendrix. She just sleeping with the guy, you know. And because she was a duchess and a Donovan fortune, she took herself. And so Uli's there, and this bass player's on stage, just ripping it up. I'm like, man, that bass player is amazing. And it was Barry Sparks. So we get back to LA. I got his phone number. He met us. He talked to us.
You didn't play with Barry then in your solo projects at all then, before that? He played with Yngwie then.
No, that was Yngwie and Michael Schenker. He was in Michael Schenker.
Remember the Michael Schenker shows, yeah.
He was in Michael Schenker.
Michael Schenker shows.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Hi, I'm Michael Schenker. 30 seconds, goodbye.
Out to the arena?
Yeah, and Yngwie. You have the dichotomy. You have Yngwie Malmsteen, who plays for 3 hours, who won't shut up and get off the stage. Then you got Michael Schenker, who won't be on the stage more than 30 seconds because the spiritual vibe is just not right. So, you know, Barry's played with Michael Schenker, who leaves the stage after 1 song, and you got Yngwie, who won't get off the stage. Correct. So, you know, it's kind of screwed up. But he lived in Tucson, Mick lived in Phoenix. He called us, said, you know, I want to be in Dokken. I love Dokken music. I said, you're too good of a bass player. You're a really good singer. You're overqualified. You won't fit in Dokken. You know, you're too, you know, chopped out.
Progressive.
Yeah, but you know, he's playing all this progressive 5-string bass.
I mean, Jeff was a kind of more of a simpler bass player, but he was a great singer also, so they kind of complemented each other. You know, you're more of a simple bass, I'd say, structure.
Yeah, he was more of a, you know, solid, you know, 8th note, but Jeff was more of a singer, you know, than a bass player. So Barry came in, could sing really high, like Jeff. Well, at first I said, I don't need you to play bass. You need to audition for us. We know who you are. You're famous unto your own right as Barry Sparks and Schenker and Yngwie and Vinnie Moore and Uli Roth and on and on and on and on. So can you sing? Because if you can't sing, you know, this audition's over. Before you plug in, it's over. I need that third high harmony with Mick on the low, me in the middle, and I need the harmony. Which is really disgusting because all those high harmonies was me, but now Jeff had to do them because, you know, I sing that high every night, I blow my chords out. And he says, oh, I can sing high. And I said, oh, great. So he did it, and he sounds perfect, and he got the gig.
Of course, John Norum, ex-Europe man, who's now taking over for Reb. I heard a story, somebody got an email from Reb that he was trying out possibly for David Coverdale, Whitesnake type thing, which might happen.
He's doing the Winger tour.
He's doing the Winger tour then. Well, Jeremy will be happy to hear that. He's a big Winger fan.
The truth of the matter is, Winger's going on tour with Poison, and it's the same thing. Poison, Cinderella, and Winger. That's the new Poison tour. Cinderella's open up again, or co-headlining, and Winger's opening up with Kip, and so Reb is doing Kip. But we got back in Japan, and we said, you know, well, let's rush doing a record. And he said, Don, I love being in Dokken. I'll play with you anytime on tour, but I cannot stand being in the studio with you.
This is after you stopped drinking, right?
I couldn't believe it. I go, what does that mean, you know? I was like, oh, well, I mean, bro, we got to make a record. What's up? He's like, dude, you busted my ass so hard in the studio. I said, well, you know, because you're so mellow on tour, but in the studio you're such a bear. And I went, I'm sorry, man. You know, I just want the best album we can make, and I wanted to push him to the max, you know, as a guitar player, because, you know, replacing George Lynch is not an easy thing to do. Sure. So he was kind of bummed, and, you know, and what could I say, you know? Yeah. It was like a backhanded compliment. He's like, I love you, Don, man. I want to do the Dokken tour. I want to go on tour with you, but I'm not setting foot with you in the studio. He goes, he called me an
Can we say that on the station? I don't know. Well, I mean, you got John Norum now, a great guy from Europe. I mean, and he's pretty amazing solo stuff, and of course Europe. So how is John fitting in?
Well, you know, I don't want to answer that question. I think that, watch the show tonight and draw your own conclusions. I don't want to hype up John Norum.
I care for you. You know that I always will. You know it's hard for me, baby. Shoot for the thrill. Did it come to me when the moon rises full in the sky? You know it's not tonight. Will I ever find love and peace of mind on the streets again? Or will it ever end? I'm a hunter, searching for love on these lonely streets. Oh, get over here! I'm a hunter, searching for the things that I might never find. Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to model this record after a very heavy, aggressive sound. And Sunless Days is a great song. We have a song called Everybody Needs to Be with Somebody. It's like Hard Day's Night on metal, Beatles. A lot of Beatles influence on this album. A lot of Beatles influence. Oh yeah, we took like Sgt. Pepper, Revolver, Magical Mystery Tour, and we took all of his Beatles influence, stuck it in, Little Zeppelin, stuck it in, with me singing that vibe with little Jim Morrison, and we came up with, Long Way Home. And it's like, I kind of said, screw the 90s and 80s, let's go back to the source. The source of all the 70s, 80s, and 90s bands all came from the late 60s, from all Hendrix and Cream and Zeppelin and the Doors. That's where it all came from. So I skipped the whole trip because I'm old now, I'm old and tired.
You're an old man.
Yeah, I'm an old man.
Let me get that cane for you, Don.
Cane, yeah. Just a little
I
bit.
said cane.
Need some cocaine? Oh, cane. I said cocaine, So we went back to that gig, and took that inspiration and took it and put it into Dokken, a metal band. Dark, we have a dark side to us. And I'm you know what? You've probably interviewed a million bands. They all say, our new album, man, buy our new album. It's really f***ing rad, bro. What's up, mama? I don't do that, It's I'm telling
You just did. No.
Did I just do that? Oh, okay.
Take two.
Flame, you dance like flame. Reverence of my senses again. I never thought it would end like this, the same as it started it all. Will someone stop me? Why world is spinning? All I want is my day black and white. Can't you see that my heart is bleeding? Give me a reason. We live in sunless days, no horizon through the storm. You live a sad before, like the wind carry on.
wraps up this month's edition of CC Rock with Dokken. That's right, a great group of guys. I'll tell you, Don Dokken, very accommodating, great interview. I mean, he's been a big part of CC Rock for the last 4 years. He's always been there. He's always, liked to be on the show. Even when he comes off stage sweaty or whatever, he's always willing to do an interview. I really appreciate that in a band, because there's a lot of guys who, oh no, it's got to be a certain time, a certain date, a certain kind of moon up in the sky. Anyhow, Don's been very cool. So if you definitely get a chance to see Dokken, check them out, because their new album, Long Way Home, very cool. And you know what, speaking of checking out something, the CC Rock website, that's right, www.ccrock.tv. This site is really kicking butt. I've got somebody working on it who's doing some amazing stuff, live video clips, pictures, concert calendars. I mean, there's everything inside there. You got to check out the CC Rock website at www.ccrock.tv. And like I said, send me an email, send me a picture of you rocking out. I want to see you rocking, man. Because if you do, you'll be on the site. That's how easy it is. So definitely send me a picture, send me an email, tell me what band you want to see, because CC Rock is there for the fans. And we're going to try to get into some younger bands coming up pretty soon, and then maybe even some live club scene in the Concord area. So stay close to CC Rock. We'll see you next time.